Hi everyone, and welcome to Pound Zero, my weight loss journey, and today I'm going to talk about weight fluctuation during weight loss. Now, of course, we all know that weight is just a number on a little machine that we step on in the bathroom every other day. But it's easy to get worried when that scale or that number does fluctuate up and down, particularly when it goes up when you're trying to lose weight. And you'll see in some of my past videos, I have had this very issue before. Weight fluctuations are normal and they do happen to absolutely everybody. They can be caused by a number of different factors, such as big meals, excess salt, water retention, constipation, hormone changes. Women particularly are subject to those hormonal changes in our monthly cycles. Weight fluctuations are normal. Over the course of a single day, a woman's weight can fluctuate anywhere between 1 and 3 kilos. Which when you step on the scale can be quite confronting. Now, of course, most of us can't actually eat enough in 1 or 2 days to permanently gain weight. So if you notice a dramatic increase on the scales, the chances are that it's probably just water weight. And it's not really that much to be concerned about. Things that can affect your weight in the course of a day can be eating, drinking, urinating, bowel movements, and exercise, and what level of exercise that you do over the course of the day. It all impacts on your body's water composition and, in the end, weight. In addition to that, high carb foods and high salt foods can also cause water retention, resulting in a bit of extra weight when stepping on the scale. First rule, don't freak out. If you weigh yourself after a meal or a workout, weight gain due to water fluctuation in your body should normalize over the course of a day, maybe 2, depending on what your intake is. And everything should drop back to normal, or what is your normal, once you resume a healthy diet that's low in salt, refined carbs, and simple sugar. If those extra kilos or pounds, depending on where you are, keep showing up on the scale after about a week of having returned to a normal routine, you may need to start making some extra adjustments to your lifestyle. So what is the best way to weigh yourself? That sounds like a really bad pun. Despite fluctuations in your weight, you can actually use your bathroom scales to your advantage in tracking your weight and meeting your weight goals. If you want to drop just a couple of kilos or pounds, depending on where you are, in a very short space of time, use your scales every day. It will give you a baseline of what you are and what your trends are, which will help you better reflect on what you ate and what you did over a course of time to actually change your weight. If you're looking to lose more weight, daily check-ins can actually make or break your plans. So you can just avoid the unnecessary stress by checking in once a week and keeping tabs on what you're eating. I personally, even though I'm going for relatively large numbers in my weight loss journey, I do weigh myself every day, but the only number I truly take notice of is the one that I share with you guys every Sunday, because it does give me that baseline that I can use to reflect on what I have eaten, what I did, what works for me and what doesn't work for me. But you do need to be mentally prepared for it, because weight loss is a slow journey, unfortunately. There is no magic pill out there. So just because you see a slow weight loss, or it does go back up ever so slightly before coming back down, if you're going to weigh yourself daily, you cannot let that discourage you by any stretch of the imagination. When weighing yourself, you also need to be consistent in your routine. So if you weigh yourself first thing in the morning, naked, after having used the bathroom and always using the same scale, you should have a better reflection of what your actual weight is. And of course, don't forget that there are other methods of tracking weight loss progress, as the number on a set of scales is only one way to track, and it may not change even though size could be changing regardless. Not all positive changes are reflected on a scale. So regularly checking your body composition can determine your body's exact fat, muscle, and water content. And of course, one way to check is the way that your clothes fit can also be helpful in judging what your weight loss has been. So of course, don't forget, if you're measuring various places, don't forget the neck, bust, waist, hips, they are different. And of course thighs as well. In terms of meals, don't forget that it does take time for your digestive system to process food, fluids, and salt that you consume, and the substances that are being processed will contribute to your weight. If you had a big dinner the night before, chances are that your weight will still be up in the morning, regardless of whether you've been to the bathroom or not. This is especially so if you've consumed foods that contain a lot of salt, which of course causes water retention. So even if you've eaten more than you should, which we all know can happen on occasion, your true body weight should not increase significantly overnight permanently. True weight gain is a process that occurs over a longer period of time. Although I know myself, I feel like I went to sleep skinny and woke up overweight. The reality is it didn't actually happen that way. And one of the ways to help keep your weight fluctuations to a minimum is to try and ensure that you're drinking at least 2 liters of water a day. This is just to help flush the salt or sodium from your body and help with that water retention that can cause so much weight gain. That said, if the results are still elevated after about a week, you may need to reassess your diet and exercise program to make sure that you're not consuming more calories than you're burning over the course of a day. Just because you can't see a change in the scales every day or every week even, doesn't mean that you're not making progress. Expecting your weight to drop every time you step on a set of scales is actually just setting yourself up for failure. Other causes of weight fluctuation can be higher calorie intake than usual. If you drank heavily the night before, can cause quite a bit of weight gain. And if you're dehydrated, surprisingly, even though we talk about water retention, if you're dehydrated, that can cause weight gain. By measuring yourself on a regular basis means that you'll have a better idea of what your body changes, or what changes your body is actually going through. So of course, if you lose 2 pounds in 4 weeks, but you gain 2 pounds in muscle, the number on the scale is obviously going to stay the same, but the measurements will change. This is one reason why the scale is not always the most reliable tool in tracking your progress. But losing inches but remaining the same weight is still progress despite what the scales are telling you. Another way to try and maintain your motivation, I guess, in weight loss is to take progress photos every 4 weeks in the same clothes, or in a particular outfit that you're trying to get into over the course of your weight loss journey. Always take note of how those clothes feel. Are they getting looser? Do you feel sexier in your bikini? Who knows? This is absolutely one of the best ways that you can track your progress. It's quick, it's easy, it helps you maintain motivation and lets you know that you're actually heading in the right direction regardless of what the scales are telling you. The key to taking photos, however, is to make sure that you take the same photo every time, preferably in the same place, in the same clothes, and it's being as consistent as you can, as consistent as you would be on the scale, and your progress will actually be quite easy to see. You can also try tracking your progress in the gym. Have a small notebook with you, or you could even just use the Notes app on most mobile phones. And always make sure that you take it to the gym with you. You may not improve session to session, but you will notice trends over weeks. Write down the exercises that you do, what weights you use, the number of reps you do, and what your rest times are like. Your weight, reps, sets, and total workout time, or a combination of all four, are going to increase over time. So obviously the message here is don't make things harder for yourself by overutilizing your bathroom scales. It really is just a number. Use the scales to keep yourself accountable, but don't let it get you down. Sometimes those scales lie to you. They really do. Losing weight is a game. The key is knowing how to play that game, and that in turn will help you win in the long run and keep your motivation up. Let the scale play its game, be consistent with your diet and your training, and you will win in the end. By measuring your progress in a number of different ways, you will start to pick up the different trends that your body goes through, such as has your weight remained the same but your t-shirts are fitting better? That's still progress. Too many people get married to one system. Having many angles to view your progress is actually quite smart. So that's it for my Friday video. If you're new and you like what you've seen, obviously please hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, links in the description below. Of course, Sunday is my next video, which is me catching up on my weight loss journey. I have been on the 7-day cabbage soup diet for the last, will have been on for the last week. So I'll be able to give you guys a brief update on that before giving you the video diary, which I have been recording at the end of every day. It will be interesting to see what the end result of that is, which will be Sunday. Sunday is the last day. I'm already looking forward to it, believe you me. Until then, be healthy and be good to each other. Bye. Which, if when you step on the stage... your bathroom movements from both ends, or both sides. In addition to that, high carb foods. Don't freak out. Because it's just the scale rises more than 2.5, 5. Ooh. Have a snore first.